The time that I save working with EMT has been tremendous. As a small business owner, trying to process the payroll biweekly, running through the hours was a little bit burdensome for me. And working with Rick's team and automating this process and having them work on the sidelines has helped me optimize my practice so I could spend time seeing patients versus processing
I think
payroll.
initially I chose to work with EMT in knowing that I was going to be one of their larger customers as opposed to being a small customer for a big company. I'm now a large customer for a small company. Yeah, for years I worked with a payroll company, strictly a payroll company, and that's all they did was facilitate writing checks for me. And prior to that, we used to do payroll in-house. So it was a matter of getting away from mistakes, doing it in-house, going to a payroll company. And then there was some movement by EMT that came to me and said, here's some things we can do for you, here's some savings we can do, here's what we are more than payroll.
Oh, we save time all the time. Every other Monday when I do payroll, I'm saving, I don't know how much time that would take me to come up with all that. It'd probably waste my whole day, and I get it done, and it takes me 5 minutes to do my payroll. So that saves money, saves time, saves effort. It's a good thing.
One thing that's nice about working with EMT is the fact that they're able to customize it based upon my practice as well as my needs. With other types of payroll companies, they really didn't have much flexibility as far as working with timesheets or hours. And for them, they said, let's just make it easy for you. You tell us what you need, and we're going to work around your issues and your problems. Our job is to make your life easier, which they have. My favorite part of working with EMT is just that I have a ton of resources that are now available to me. Rick is a phone call away, and if I need him, he's going to be in my office that very day. All of his team has been very professional and easy to work with. They're constantly texting me or messaging me to remind me of things that need to get done, which is helpful to me. I feel like I'm part of a team, and my staff feels like they're part of a team.
Well, two-part, time and money. Let's start money first. I think the true savings is not only the payroll savings itself and what I pay for payroll, but the fact is the reason that I went with EMT is they were the ones that brought it to the table that my unemployment wages were just way too high and they could reduce those. And they reduced them by 3%. I've got 15 employees, and it knocked it down enough to not only pay for the EMT service, but to also save me money with the unemployment wages with the government. As far as time, what they were able to do for me is let me work on my business during business hours, so I didn't have to do my payroll after hours, and then I could go home and be with my family.
It gives me a sense of relaxation to know that, hiring somebody's, it's much easier. Before I was doing, the background checks, a lot of legwork I'd have to do just to hire somebody, and he takes that all out of it. I send him, he actually does the hiring of my employee, and it makes it a lot easier because then I have, they do a lot more background checking. I think they go through, they check everything for him, and I didn't really have the tools to do that, so it ended up working it works out a lot better for me, because then that frees me up to do other things.
Working with EMT is a lot different than working with other companies. First of all, because Rick is local, I'm able to see him on a sometimes monthly basis, but sometimes even on a weekly basis. They've been very helpful at coming in and instituting a procedural handbook for my office, which we really didn't have available beforehand. He was able to work with each of the employees, which I think he personally knows now, each and every one of them. He has a team of individuals that have come in multiple times with my office to address any type of problems or issues that I might be having, or things that in the future that I might be experiencing. We've worked to develop a new time clock to help with payroll processing to make that more automated, and he's been helpful with different suggestions of how to alleviate a lot of my time and resources.
It's not so much the business that's improved, it's the way we run the business that's improved. In other words, I can spend my time focused on selling signs, what we do, as opposed to the administrative work. As far as saving money, the thing that I truly see is now when an employee signs in at 10 after 8, that's when I pay them. When they leave a little bit early, that's when they get paid. So it's brought the gang together and an understanding about how to run my business. Probably customer service. In other words, they're responsive. When I need something, they're here. They're either on the phone or, quite honestly, when we've had problems in the past, customer service rep comes in at 9 o'clock in the morning, straightens out my computer, and boom, I'm back in business.
My favorite part about working with Rick is basically just how simple the process is. It takes the work right out of it. It's a good relationship. Yes, I've recommended probably several companies the EMT. We had a couple other electrical companies, same thing. They're just, a lot of people are scared. They think it's a lot of work to hire employees, and that's what we try to tell them. It's, it becomes very simple, and you just have a gratification of being able to, not worry about that. And yeah, we've recommended and we'll still recommend Rick.
Working with Rick's company, I was working with a larger payroll company. And one of the problems that I experienced was that I just didn't have great resources available. There was nobody locally to help me. I had several human resources questions. I had questions regarding taxes, several things that as a small business owner, and especially as being a physician, I didn't really have time to really research and go through adequately. Rick not only is a friend of mine, but he's also is a local business owner. And I wanted to give that person a chance and an opportunity to really show how I could really develop my business to its utmost potential. Over the last several months, Rick has really helped take a lot of the workload off the payroll processing. He helped me save money because he actually found that some of the employees were getting benefits that shouldn't be paid out. He helped me with tax information as well as human resource information.
Yeah, that's easy. Like I said before, it's simply that I am one of their larger accounts and I'm a small business as opposed to just a number for a bigger company. I would recommend EMT to other businesses. Reason being, I trust them. They've done right by me, and I feel that when a new business opens up, they need some of these things. They need a printer, they need business cards, they need a payroll service, they need a janitor, they need these things. So if I have services that work for me, I like to pass them along.